Hey guys, this is Tyraku, and today I'm going to be doing an easy peasy champion overview on Fellhound. So Fellhound is a void rare in the demon spawn category. I'm going to give you a little overview on his abilities. I'll break down his masteries, stat priority, where I use him, and what he's best suited for. So his A1 is attacks all enemies, has a 25% chance of placing a 15% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns, damage based on defense and attack. A2 places a 7.5 continuous heal buff and a 15% reflect damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. A3 places a block damage buff on an ally for 1 turn, and his aura is increases allied defense and faction grips by 19%. His aura is not that good, but his other abilities are amazing for what I'm about to show you he works well in. So his A1, like I said, his abilities are scaled based off of defense and attack, so this means you can stack him with defense gear and make him not only very solid and withstand a lot of hits, but deal just as much damage. So defense and attack gear both scale up his damage, which is an amazing benefit to Fellhound. He can use any gear in the game and still put amazing damage out. Now, is he worth putting books into? I 100% believe he is, especially for this ability right here, reducing the cooldown for his deflect. This is also an awesome ability, but I believe, especially since his rare books, they're easy to come by. If you have a Fellhound, 100% put books into him. Now, jumping into his gear, Fellhound, for what I use him for specifically, is very gear dependent. I use him as my campaign farmer, but in order to clear the waves easily on Brutal, you have to have him geared out pretty well. So, what I have, my stat priority on him is getting his defense up as high as I can, his attack up as high as I can, 100% focused on getting his crit rate to 100%, which I've overshot it a little bit here, and then getting his crit damage up as high as possible, because his crit damage is where he's really going to shine. Now, looking at his gear, I'll click on these to show you what he's got on. Definitely gear heavy focused. His gear is definitely more towards an in-game player's gear and not so much as a beginning player, but Fellhound can definitely be great for an early game player as well. That's what his gear looks like, and let's jump into what his masteries are. So his masteries, I don't have this bottom defense one. I'm mostly focused on just getting his crit damage and his overall damage output up as high as possible. So feel free to take a screenshot of this if you would like. This mastery, this bottom tier, doesn't really matter for him for what I use him for, so I don't even have one yet. Now, let me jump into where I use him. I use Fellhound as my campaign farmer, and his animations are so quick, it makes him basically the quickest campaign farmer. Average is usually about 7 seconds for most other one-shot campaign farmers. Fellhound does it in 6 seconds nearly every time. I've had him do it in 5 seconds as well. It just depends on if you have people on your team running slow or not. So as you can imagine, taking a person who's able to clear the campaign in 6 seconds as compared to somebody who's doing it in 10, 11, 12 seconds drastically reduces your overall time required to be farming, especially if you're using thousands of energy to level up your food. Another place Fellhound is amazing in is the Fire Knight's Castle. I'm actually not able to farm stage 20 yet because I need more than just Fellhound, but I'll give you an example in stage 16. Just give it a real quick breakdown. Let me get this Joker dude out of there. Let me throw Miscreated Monster in. Fellhound's going to be the one who shines. The reason why Fellhound is so good in the Fire Knight Castle is simply because of his reflect damage. If you get it to land the correct time and he's placing it correctly, what will happen is the Fire Knight will hit everyone. Fellhound will have reflect damage up. When he hits, Fire Knight will automatically lose 5 points to his shield, which is amazing, especially if you're struggling with getting the Fire Knight to drop his shield. And in this particular case, this is going to be very annoying because he has this unkillable buff on him, and my armor gear is going to keep his turn meter down very low. So let me kill this guy, and then I'll skip to the Fire Knight. Alright, so we're to the Fire Knight after messing with that unkillable buff problems back there. So let me show you exactly why Fellhound's so good. Let's let the Fire Knight get his bar up. I'm not going to worry about killing him necessarily here, but I'm going to go ahead and put this Flameborn, the reflect damage buff up. So everybody has a reflect damage buff up. Assuming my team's not too fast to run through everybody in 2 turns, you're going to be able to see what happens with Fire Knight whenever he hits everybody. So automatically hits everybody, boom, 5 points of his shield lost right off the bat, which is amazing, especially if you don't have any multi-hitter such as Cold Heart or any of the common Fire Knight champions. So I'm not going to worry about killing the Fire Knight here, but that shows you how well Fellhound can be used in Fire Knight. Definitely can be used in auto. You just gotta make sure he's fast enough to keep the buff up. If the buff falls off or if it gets placed at the wrong time, it can screw things up a little bit. But overall, Fellhound is excellent on the Fire Knight. Fellhound can be used on most of the dungeons, especially if you're struggling with clearing the trash waves, the initial waves, the first ones before the boss. He can be used there. I don't think Fellhound's great on spiders, unless you put him maybe a stun set and stun the spiders with his A1 ability. Fellhound definitely shines in the campaign and Fire Knight. And as well as Faction Wars, of course. Definitely not a clan boss champion, unless you're just really short on clan boss teams. So that has been an easy peasy champion overview on Fellhound. Definitely one of the best void rares in the game, in my opinion, and likely one of the best farming champions in the game, the quickest farmers. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other suggestions on easy peasy champion overviews you want to see of specific champions, leave in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to get those videos made and put out as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.